Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. As today we continue exploring these Dwergar-infested ruins to see if we can perhaps piece together more of its surprisingly long and complex history. Like, seriously, at this point we're counting, what, 5 different factions that have been active here? But let's continue digging. We're trying to piece together a puzzle with only half the pieces, but perhaps we can find more.
Absolutely not. But you'd be killing history itself.
Tired! Sleep!
Rest, little one, but do not take long. I feel his shadow. I heard his name whispered. The rock shivers from the sound. The Ketheric Thorm.
Ketheric Thorm, a familiar name. Halsin mentioned his stronghold deep underground.
I'm sorry, you're talking about the Ketheric Thorm? The chosen of Shar, Lord of the Dark Justiciars? Former commander of this place.
Mighty elf, cloaked in darkness. 10 masters ago, and 10 more. But I remember, there was the work, and the blood. There was the Thorm's army. There was the Hellbeast that broke them. The Ketheric Thorm's name faded into stone until the Near came.
Okay, look, I'm not calling you a liar, O noble beast of burden, but just how old are you?
I outlived my mother, and her mother's mother, and many mothers beyond. Blessed to see many live, cursed to see many die.
Yeah, that's rough, buddy. And you know, I guess I don't really know enough about Deep Rothay to not take that at face value, so why don't you tell me about this massive hellbeast that you definitely saw?
I saw tusks and flesh, smelled fire and eggs. It came with the mask men, crashing and smashing.
Wow, yeah, okay. I mean, not a lot of details there, but that definitely matches what we've turned up so far. But that was hundreds of years ago. You're saying that Nier has somehow brought Ketheric Thorm back?
I know not, so I say not. Yet I hear his name again, said by the shadows.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, that might be a nod to the Shadowlands. Halsim did mention that Ketheric was tied to those somehow. Fair enough.
Afraid of Thorm.
Do not think on it further. Rest. I will see you safe.
Aw. He seems like a cool dude.
Oh, are those two still talking?
Well, thank you for your contribution. I won't take up any more of your time. Oh, howdy. Floating eyeball?
You stare into the eye. Your reflection stares back. The longer you stare, the more uneasy you feel. There is a presence. You are seen.
I mean, whatever's on the other side of these magic floating eyeballs already knows we wiped out the goblin camp. One of the first things we did was blow up the eyeball when it saw us knocking out Minthara.
Your consciousness surges into the orb. First, there is blackness. Then, a pair of unblinking red eyes. Pain grips your skull as the eyes stare into you. Then, look away. The connection is broken.
That's probably fine. I mean, we're going to blow this place up too, so it's not like... It's not like they're not going to know we're coming for them. Oh, are you actually following us around now? That's slightly disconcerting.
With haste.
Nope, maybe not. Or maybe so. Hi. Alright, I guess we'll just try to be on our best behavior while this thing's tagging along. Maybe I shouldn't have thrust my consciousness into it. But, you know, that's one of those things that's always easier to say in hindsight. Dark Justiciar Male. While obscured by shadow, the wearer deals 1d4 necrotic damage to attackers that hit them with a melee attack. Though well preserved, the armor's gleam is somewhat muted, as if half-shadowed, even in the brightest day. And then a damage set as well. It gets cold in the Underdark, so you might as well dress in layers. Don't really see us getting much use out of that. Let's see what else we've got here. Oh, my. Dark Justiciar Helm. With Swathed in Shadow. While obscured by shadow, the wearer gains +1 to savings throws when attacked. Also grants +1 con saves. Stamped with Shar's own sigil. This helm was worn by the Night Singer's own crusaders. The darkness within seems deeper than night somehow. Wow, they're being very generous all of a sudden. And a Dark Justiciar's journal. A thin diary, smelling faintly of prayer smoke.
As you look at the skeletons, you realize they are all clad in the same dark armor.
Dark Justiciar uniforms. These were Shah worshippers. The same as me.
Clearly, whoever killed them had no fear of Shar. That's either quite brave or quite foolish.
Whatever killed a bunch of Sharans might still be down here. Just saying.
I mean, these guys have been dead for over 100 years, but if the Rothay's been here that long, then yeah. Yeah, point taken. Also, there were devils upstairs. Cycle 40. I know it is forbidden to enter the Inquisitor's chambers, but I could not help myself. Has Master Ketheric not commanded us to use every possible tool to best Shar's rivals? Besides, if Sybil meant to keep the amulet a secret, she would have hidden it better. Cycle 40 and 2. The amulet has gifted me a power, an energy heretofore unknown to me. I've never known such might and such cheer. I can barely keep myself from smiling, much to the other's chagrin. I can... Cycle 40 and 5. It is done. Thank the Dark Lady. Sybil ripped the amulet from my throat and cast it into the lava, having found me racked by laughter, which I somehow transcribed in my journal. The madness has lifted, but I do not yet know my penance. Sybil is not known to take pity on thieves. I mean, if it's any consolation, I'm pretty sure both of you got killed by devils before you could be punished. At least, assuming that was her corpse up in the dormitories. Help the spirit of the amulet. That's a peculiar way to summarize what we just read. Find the lost amulet. We read the journal of a dark justiciar. He mentioned an amulet of great power that also made the wearer laugh. It was cast into the lava. Oh, I wonder if that might be the source of our devils. Perhaps it somehow summoned or attracted them when it was under duress. So the Hell Knight attack might actually just be a complete fluke based on this guy's petty thievery, as opposed to some ongoing feud between Shar and the Hell Knights. And look at that. Dark Justiciar Mask. Grants +1 intimidation. Worn by Shar's most loyal zealots. The mere sight of it strikes fear in the heart of even the bravest of souls. That's 4 magic items in a single location. Almost feels like a bit of an oversight, especially with the duplicate torso armor. It feels like there should have been 3 damage sets and 1 magic set over 4 corpses. Though even then, it still would have been 3 items, you know. Which is quite a lot of loot for something that was essentially unguarded. Wooden chest. There's also a path down over yonder, but we'll muck with that once we're done rummaging through all these crates.
I'm ready.
We do still have that scrying eye following us around, though, so let's be very careful when it comes to anything that might be owned.
Let's get going.
Are you kidding me? Okay, +1 crossbow, so relatively basic this time.
I know this design. Shar's faithful wield crossbows like these.
Right, so I guess that would explain why none of this stuff is owned. Because this is like an old Charin storage room. Not that there's really much else of note. Though, you know, it all adds up. Realistically, I will probably just liquidate all this stuff with Kith over there. Empty out his inventory before we inevitably end up fighting all the Dwergar.
These boots have seen everything.
That's still like 200 gold. On sloth, gluttony, and vice. Also, a backpack, which we were at just the wrong angle to see. Nice. You know, we could try to take the eye out now, while we've got it away from everyone else. I'm just worried that'll aggro the rest of them anyway. On sloth, gluttony, and vice. This protracted screed by author Fenris Flatrock preaches abstinence and industry, and warns against fleshly desires. Endure, endure, endure! So commands Ladjuguer, the Taskmaster. Endure! Cry it out as your hammer strikes rock. Endure! Shout it as your axe splits your enemy's skulls. Endure! Holler as your cane strikes your slaves' backs. Toil is our duty and our blessing. Toil is the reward we grant our sons and servants. Yet beware the great enemy of toil, the scourge that wounds us and ours, the tankard. It is not only ale that pours forth from it, but indolence, gluttony, and a wandering mind. The drunkard is a clan's millstone, too heavy to carry, too idle to contribute. Cast him into the dark lake, let him sink to the bottom, and once more call out, endure, endure, endure! Yeah, that sounds like a healthy way to approach life. Though it certainly does explain a few things about the Duergar. Alright, let me scoop up these last few items, then we'll head down below. I'll be curious to see if the eye keeps following us once we hit more treacherous terrain. Oh, look at that. Multiple chests down below. Though if we go down there, how do we get back up? Ah, I see. Oh, look at that. That comes up right on the other side of Kith. Okay, yeah, we can definitely work with that. Obviously, we'll start with the side over here first. But then we'll pop down, grab those other chests too. My goodness, we've already gotten 5 magic items in the past 15 minutes. How many more are they going to give us? Aha! Yet another chest. Which does seem to be the only thing of note over here. Oop.
Hot foot. Place is trapped.
Noted. Thank you. Karlach?
My faith will guide me.
Shadow? We also have a really nice view over here
Let's get this locked in.
of even more areas we have yet to explore.
No one's stopped me yet.
Item number 6. The real Sparky Sparkswall. A magic shield with lightning aura. Consume 3 lightning charges and release a blast of electricity that damages and jolts nearby enemies. 1d6 damage, duration 3 turns, once per long rest. Okay, so no big deal. I believe Jolt disables reactions just like Shocking Grasp. Potentially useful, but trivial damage, and not to mention once per day. We long rest so infrequently, we would almost never end up using it.
Best be on my way.
Still, 6 magic items, that's pretty bonkers. Plus, we do seem to have shaken our lenticular friend. That'll make it slightly easier to get away with various skullduggery. Like, apparently we can poison those 2 guards by just following Stickpit back to the wine barrel. But I wouldn't want to risk doing that with that scry baby following us around. Okay, let's see what we got. Ooh. Another trap, it would seem. Oh. That's not a trap. Oh man, mimics. Surely you chest. You know what? Mildly surprising, but honestly, mimics are 1,000,000% a Larian-style bad guy. I'm honestly amazed they hadn't used them sooner. Given their heavy leaning into Monty Python,
Can't give up. Not now.
you really kind of expect Larian to end up using all the goofy monsters, Flumps and Nilbogs and the wolf in sheep's clothing. If they actually have a wolf in sheep's clothing in this game, I will give them all the props. Alright, these things are moderately serious business, so let's go ahead and crank up some buffs. I do like that design. It's reminiscent of the classic treasure chest mimic, but it's also got a nice, unique twist. Very distinctive. I like that.
This is your end.
Immune to acid. That makes sense. That is a classic mimic trait. But no weapon adhesion. Oh. That's new. Duly noted. I'm gonna guess that's the replacement for their classic glue-like skin. You know, as with some of the other creatures in this game, maybe they just couldn't get the adhesive property ability to work in a tabletop accurate fashion. So they took liberties. Which is fair. Let's go ahead and focus fire on this first one.
Need to learn the hard way.
Oh, come on, man. That's fine. It should burn to death. Okay, you know what? Let's go ahead and nudge it over. Things are getting sticky for Shadow over there. Let's peel these things off her.
Need to stay focused.
Fall back. Huh. Yeah, see, that time it only got Radiating Orb on one target, not on both.
I will ascend.
Could go for an instant kill. Wait, do these things drop loot? They do. Okay. So in that case, we do not want to hurl them into the void. 2 down.
Now this is my happy place. Go on.
Can't give up.
Victory awaits.
And we're good. That was a fun little encounter. Oh, and look at that. Magic item number 7. The Wondrous Gloves, which grant Troubadour's Wonder. +1 AC and +1 Bardic Inspiration. We could definitely get some use out of that first one. A series of motivational quotes have been enthusiastically removed from the embroidery of these gloves, as if in protest. What bracers do we have equipped right now?
Eager for battle.
Oh, right. Gloves of missile snaring on Lae'zel.
What am I to do?
The throwing gloves on Karlach.
Dull moment.
And gloves of thievery. Okay. So really not a lot there we can swap out, aside from maybe the gloves of missile snaring?
Still breathing. Despite everything. Very well.
I'm going to have to think on that one. As I've said before, I just really enjoy snatching projectiles out of the air.
Place the Dark Justicia's letter mentioned. But where's the stash?
Oh,
Left out in plain sight like that? No. The Harpers are too smart for that.
Huh. I didn't even realize that's where we were. And I suppose that might explain the mimics. We can probably assume that they were... Oh yeah, look at that. We've got a stylized Harper logo right there. I completely glossed over that, given the circumstances. And yeah, I imagine the mimics were emulating the magic Harper chest. +1 hand axe, nice. That's item 8. Minor, but still counts. Oh, does this grow to full size if we lighten it up a little? Can't really tell if the mimics had the same design.
At least things have stayed interesting.
Best avoid that trap.
What trap? I thought we...
Wits and blades, always sharp.
Looking ahead.
Oh! Right. Hi there.
I wonder what the next move is.
I totally missed that appearing.
What to do?
And there we go. Ooh, Scroll of Evidence. A snug tube designed to protect its contents from wind, weather, and time. Kept in the dark no longer. We have achieved enlightenment. The first few inches of this scroll are written in formal, elaborate script. To the Emerald Enclave, and those deemed worthy to see this record, greetings from those who harp. Know ye that the one known as Ketheric Thorm, Paladin of Shar, is guilty of crimes against body and spirit. They include but are not limited to murder, slavery, and desecration of temples most holy. Let our intent be known. An alliance between the Harpers and the Emerald Enclave. United we may end Thorm's reign of terror. The High Harpers eagerly await your good word. Ah, you know what? That does actually provide some enlightenment. It helps tie together several of the other various disparate clues we've found throughout Act 1 regarding the Emerald Enclave, the Church of Shar, and the Harpers, and explains why the Cult of the Absolute almost seems more like a curiosity to the Harpers, as opposed to their primary focus. Though it doesn't explain where the Hell Knights come into all this, or what Nier has to do with Ketheric Thorm, if anything at all. I mean, to be fair, the only person who's actually suggested that thus far is a literal pack animal. Man, look at that view.
Light on my feet.
Apparently, we've still got quite a lot of ground to cover. Alright, let's pop back up. We will zoop past Kith and Kin. And I believe there is one more spot off to the left side we haven't actually checked out yet. Just past the Sharan storage room. Have we looked at this?
Come into her shadow. Let all that is past be forgotten.
Wow, wildly inappropriate. No, we definitely did not read that. I'm fairly certain I would have remembered something so lewd.
Might be able to chip them off and melt them.
Absolutely not. Or you'd be killing history itself.
This again.
Alright, let's go check this last bit right over here. Okay. Looks like some Dwergar beating some Rothay. Containers are owned here, so let's be careful what we touch.
You, grab a cane and whip these droognin beasts into shape. That rubble needs clearing, and my patience is hanging on by an arse whisker.
Quite a curious tone you've taken there, my friend. Were you asking for help or demanding it? My response might vary depending on which.
And it sounds like your arse wants for a lashing, the way you talk out of it. Something spooks the dumb shits, so stop your jawing and get to working.
Tell me, friend, what's so important behind that rubble that you're willing to take your life for granted like this?
You got no need to know, and I got no need to tell. So get to caning or to leaving.
Wow, you really have no survival instinct, do you?
A slight glint catches your eye. Your eye finds the source of the gleam, a small mote of black metal, adamantine.
Ah, I see. So you're caught up in that adamantine spirit.
Stuff's no joke. Stronger than steel, rarer than mithril. It ain't mined, it's made. There's an adamantine forge back there, sure as shitting. Don't get any smart ideas. That forge is clan property. But get the beasts moving and I'll toss some coin your way.
Sure, why not? I can help you forge a path. Turns out I was headed that way anyway.
Go on then. Light a fire under the buggers. All that brawn and they're trembling.
Trembling like what?
Leaves. Like on trees up on the surface. Forget it.
Oh, crud. Come on, we have the eye on us again? Okay, we're gonna have to be extra careful then.
Should have just got some slaves up here to clear this out. Bloody deep Rothe. All the hassle of getting them up here. Now they won't work.
I'm sorry, surely you chest.
Watching scared livestock.
Here to help. Talk to Scargill. Here to gawk. Find a ledge to fall off.
Why is it the short stacks who seem to get the most, inspired armor designs? It's, pretty hard to top.
Don't like it here. Grey ones hurt hide.
No more! No more pain, no more work! All must die!
Easy there, friend. I'm not here to hurt you. Didn't mean to horn in. I just couldn't help but overhear you have a problem here. Didn't mean to horn. So what's going on? You maybe want to yak about it?
Oh, death. Fire. I can smell it. It's too much. Too much. Anger. I can't hold it in.
Right, I get that. But look, you've really got to play it cool. Otherwise, they won't just punish you. They'll punish your whole herd. Trust me, I wouldn't steer you wrong.
All right. We will work. We will do as we're told. We will clear the way.
Droog, yes, that's it, you beasts. Just you wait for what happens next. Not enough caning for my tastes, but you got the job done. I almost feel bad about this.
Oh, you're serious? You actually want to fight me? Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal, I suppose. Can I ask why?
There's an adamantine forge back there, Zharg. And I'm not the sharing type. Bloody Rothe have lost it. Put him down!
Well, shit. Though, I do notice the scrying eye is not in the actual initiative track. So maybe it's a separate faction? I mean, these guys don't seem to much care for the Absolute, so perhaps the Absolute doesn't much care what happens to them either. Well, no, this one's just a straight-up novice of the Absolute.
That's it.
Alright, well, whatever happens, happens. These guys picked a fight, so I am more than happy to oblige. We'll just have to hope this doesn't aggro the entire camp.
What's the plan? Time to strike. Let's finish this. On the move.
Yeah, these guys are dwarves, so they do have inherent magic resistance. We'll conserve our spell slots. Oh my. Actually, I kind of figured that one was a cleric. Ow. Stop that. Right, right. Holy crud. Okay, yes, we have to take this one seriously then. Alright, pulling out the stops. Thank goodness we have 2 short rests in the tank. And again, let's not blast anyone into the void if we can help it. No telling who has something worth looting after. Boo.
I am fury. I am death. The hammer's gonna fall.
One out.
Easy as.
Nice. Okay, so not nearly as dire as it initially seemed. Especially with that bovine intervention. Oh my goodness. Don't have a cow, man. Alright, okay. A little rocky, but we cleared it. How you doing, bud?
Dwergar can't hurt anymore. We'll wait until it's safe to leave.
Sounds like a plan, man. Oh, nice. And you also healed back to full. That'll actually save us a spell slot, because I was legitimately going to patch it back up. And yeah, let's go ahead and burn off a short rest. I think it's about that time.
Have a lot on my mind. Well, in it.
Let's have a quick chat with our herd master here. Gone, the form of Auric. And in his place, some tiefling Doric. That helm's gonna bother me, but it's fine.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Hail, my dead friend. 'Tis I, Demonicus Deville. Just take my word for it. Who were you?
Skyel, Herdmaster, Rothe.
Indeed. And what were you trying to do?
Open passage, ancient forge, special.
A forge, you say? And what makes it so special?
Adamantine. Enhancement from Mithril.
That's an ear. Well, he is the herdmaster. So tell me, Skarjal, from where dost thou hail?
Dunsparing. Orzron Mountains.
I see. And how long have you been here?
Many months. Dig.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
Right, so not really much of note there. Mainly just talking points for stuff we might have missed had we immediately aggroed. With the sole exception, perhaps, being that they've only been here for a few months. Not exactly a huge reveal, but still good to keep in mind.
Another step forward.
And then, obviously, we're not going to hit the forge today. That's for another time. I do really want to loot these bodies, though. I just don't want to do it in front of Scry guy over there. Not sure it'll actually care, but it's just bad optics. I'm also still uncertain if the rest of the Dwergar have aggroed now, but you know what? We will find out next time. We'll hit the pause button for now. I'll take care of the usual off-screen bookkeeping. Maybe see if we can remove the eye from our team. And we will pick up here next time. See you then. Oh, and special thanks to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible, including but not limited to Revenant, Alois, CrowkingLoR, Dragon Matrix 7, Drakiith, Theory V23, EgonAlter, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, James Trimmier, Kazorm, Mark Giemza, Nathan Welch Jr., OverlordPherom, RandomPassrby, RobbyB, Tomasz Piątkowski, Triphoppenskip, and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, if you'd also like to help support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things. Trust me, it does make a difference. Or you could even check out the PayPal, the Patreon, the Nexus GG, or the YouTube memberships. Links are in the description.
I almost feel bad about this.